All right, welcome everybody to our team meeting. We had an amazing month wrap up last night, and a lot of exciting things happened. I wanted to give a shout out to the directors I know of in my downline. I'm not sure of the others, so if anybody else can chip in and let me know. But in my downline, we had Tuesday Shutters, who stepped up to director by Wendy Buck, which was very exciting. So Wendy is solidified as a star director now. When you promote a director as a director, you become a star director. And we had Belinda Light promoted Lisa Zuhl as director, which solidified her as a 2-star director. And then we had Ashley Frederick stepped up Sarah Timmerman. So Sarah Timmerman stepped up to director, making Ashley a star director. So that was really exciting. We had a lot going on last night. We had a lot of people earn the Hemingway trip, the Hemingway Myrtle Beach trip. It was a crazy month. So I'm excited because so many exciting things happened and a lot of people hit a lot of goals. It was really awesome. And a lot of you worked really, really hard to hit goals and didn't achieve them, but realized that you got a lot more accomplished than you would have if you hadn't been reaching for that goal. I was hearing a lot about that too. So it's really exciting. And guys, don't get discouraged if you don't hit your goal. I take that time to assess, okay, why didn't I hit it? Because I've missed goals too that I've worked on. So I take that kind of time to assess what happened. Why didn't I hit the goal? What did I do well through that? Like what would I have done if I hadn't been reaching for the goal? So what more did I accomplish because of it? So I like to take that time to just assess, like, let's look at reality, not get super hung up or discouraged on the fact we didn't get it, but think, what did we get out of the experience and what would we do next time to maybe make it more successful or a different outcome, but use it as a time to reflect and grow instead of just being super discouraged and frustrated. So if you were reaching out for a big goal and it didn't happen, take the time to do that. And if you need somebody to talk you through that, I am here. Your director is here. We are here for you. So we would love to hear from you if you're discouraged, and not just be discouraged by yourself and not know where to go from here. We have a lot of things on the agenda today for team meeting. I'm going to start by, I have written down here an on-time drawing, which I was late for, ironically. So let's do our semi-on-time drawing and see who our first winner is. We have Keisha Kirkland. Keisha, are you on? Congratulations, you're our first drawing winner. Keisha, are you on? Give us a shout out. And I want not like a, oh yeah, I'm here. I want like a, woohoo, I won, and then be excited because, it's better that way. She's here. Oh, is she with you in person, Kim? Not typing? Yeah, thanks, Brenda. I am recording. I remembered. Yay. All right, I'm going to assume you saw her face here. Maybe she can't type. Keisha, send me a message. And this goes for anyone who earns any prizes, any drawings today. Send me at Janelle Elliott a Facebook message saying, I won the drawing. This is my address, so I can ship you your prize. And they'll go out a little bit later. My assistant is on vacation for a week of all the nerve. So prizes will get shipped out a little bit later this month. So hang on, it will come. All right, Keisha, so yeah, make sure you send me that message. All right, so we have a lot of things on the agenda, so we're gonna have to scoot. But first, I wanna show you guys a Say Yes offer. I'm really excited about that one. I think this is the best one we've had in a while. I'm very excited. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen so you guys can see it too. All right, this is our Say Yes offer for April, and listen closely because they changed something and it's a pretty big change and I'm extremely excited about it, but listen closely. So basically, I'm going to try zooming in. Hopefully it zooms in for you guys too and doesn't, yeah, screen share should. Okay. So as always, they show the starter kit, $39 down, $99 total plus tax, no shipping. Welcome bonus. So when they sign up in this sales month, which starts today, this is the April sales month. Welcome to April, everyone. This is the current welcome bonus. So when someone signs up now until April 26th, which is the last day of the sales month, a Friday, as always, then they will get the Tupperwave Stack Cooker and the Stack Book. And I would love if it came with that little stand. I don't think it does, but let's be honest, it would probably just sit in a drawer unused anyway and taking up space, but it's kind of cute. But the Stack Cook, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but the Stack Cookbook, or serve, wait, Stack Cooker with Stack Cook. Oh, maybe that's the Stack Cook. Sorry, this is all the details I have, so I'm flying by the seat of my pants here. But we have, okay, so the Serve recipe book is what I'm talking about. That thing is amazing. It has 3 separate layers of pages, kind of like one of those flip books that kids have, that have like, you can have a different head and body and legs, or like, you know, shirt and pants or dress or whatever. So it's kind of, it flips separately like that to allow you to do multiple recipes all at once in your microwave. And instead of doing exactly their set 3 layers, you can flip and choose your favorite layer for each layer and combine it and have it all just sitting there in front of you. It is the coolest thing. I love it. We had it forever ago and they got rid of it. And I was like, why did you get rid of it? It was amazing. And now they've revamped it and brought it to us new. And I'm super excited about that. But guys, like a Stack Cooker as the welcome bonus, this is huge. Like this is like TNT challenge huge. This is Jubilee recruiting huge. Like I am so excited about this. We can get so many people signed up for this Stack Cooker. It's incredible. And then the party bonus. Now this is where the change came in. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to show you this real quick and then I'm going to bring it back to me so I can talk better. But 500 in sales and they will get the lasagna pan, the Ultra Pro lasagna pan. I love the Ultra Pro lasagna pan. I finally switched over, got rid of almost all of my glass pans. I got rid of the metal pans a long time ago because they rust and that's disgusting. But the glass pans I was still hanging on to, but glass pans shatter and chip and crack and that's awful and scary. So I finally got rid of almost all of my glass pans and I am a Ultra Pro household now with tons of Ultra Pro. Lasagna pan is amazing. It's definitely one that you will want to have in your kitchen. So, oh, and that's $20. Okay, so the Stack Cooker is $35 and the lasagna pan is $20. All right. So, are you guys excited about that? Now I can see the chat again. I can't see the chat when I'm in screen share. All right, just making sure there's no problems or questions. Okay, so the big change is the Ultra Pro, or sorry, I always call it the second half of the Say Yes offer. Let me see, what do they call it? They call it the welcome bonus and the party bonus. That's cool. I'll try to change my terminology because that actually makes a lot of sense. Because you get one because you're being welcomed to being a consultant, and you get the other because you did a party, right? Because 500 in sales and then you get the party bonus. Okay, so this is the change. I don't know if you guys saw it on there, but it used to be getting 500 in sales by the end of the sales month you signed up in, which was rough when you find somebody who wants to sell toward the end of the month. And you're like, well, don't sign up now because you'll miss out on the party bonus. You'll miss out on that second offer, right? The party bonus, because if you don't have a party that's at least 500, maybe you quick pull together a party in 2 days and it does pretty well and gets a few hundred, but still doesn't get to that 500. Or you sign them up and then they get sick and you're like, we had like 2 days and they're in the hospital and, so that now you have 30 days from when they signed up. That's incredible. I've never seen them do that before. I am so excited about that. I think that's a great change that they did. So, everyone's had that happen. People are saying they've had that happen. Everyone's had that happen. If you're looking at recruiting at all, it's a very common problem. So now you can sign them up at any time in the month, knowing that they have an entire 30 days. Of course, the one drawback is if you are wanting to step up to manager or star manager or executive manager and you need that extra recruit to be active, they don't have an incentive now to activate by the end of the sales month because they have their whole 30 days. So that's one thing that you will need to keep in mind for your own benefit, is keeping that in mind and still trying to get a party going right away, still trying to get them active by the end of the month, if that's something that's going to affect you. Now, we will still have, like in my prize sheet, I'm going to keep it the same. Somebody that signs up in that sales month, if they get active, I just do active, I don't do the 500. If they get active, the 250 in sales by the end of the month, then they get a gift from me. So I'm going to keep that the same. so I'm going to keep that as my focus still. And that's something that you can do personally. You can offer them a gift if they get active by the end of the sales month. So keep that on your radar, that you still do. Usually it's often going to benefit you if you get them active by the end of the sales month. So definitely keep that in mind. And it definitely doesn't hurt to, like, if you're looking at it, if it's one of the last day of the sales month and you're looking at that Say Yes offer and it's good, but not like maybe exactly what they're wanting, like, hey, well, maybe let's wait a couple days and see what the next month one is. You can still have their party start, just don't sign them up until a few days later. I frequently do that because it buys them more time for getting to their $1,000 in their first 60 days. But okay, yeah, so I want to send this over to Michelle Sheets and Don Cotner. They're over at Stephanie's house, and they're going to do some things. I'm going to do another drawing real quick, though, and then we're going to send it over. All right, we have Amanda Monteith. Is Amanda Monteith on? You are our second drawing winner, Amanda. Give me a shout out in the group chat if you are hearing this, you are online. All right, so we're going to send this over to, I did not ask, Dawn or Michelle. Who am I sending this over to? Okay, Keisha is on, or Keisha's on, yeah, okay, but Amanda, I'm waiting for Amanda. Got all confused. Yeah, I need to know if I'm sending this over to Dawn or Michelle. I didn't think about that. Can one of you comment?
Or, just fried tea, water.
Is that you guys? I'm hearing talking. I guess it's not them, though. You're logged in as Kirsten Jones, but I am too, so maybe I can find a second Kirsten Jones. I do find a second. That's really funny. All right. So I'm going to try just spotlighting you. There we go. Hi. Take it away. Oh, you're muted. Just a second. That's a problem. All right.
Okay. Perfect. Not sure if you guys really wanted to hear me or not. I'm not sure how to get this off. Hold on.
Just click and drag it over to the side. Oh yeah, there you go. X.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Sorry. There was like a note right in the middle of my face, which for me is good. For you guys, I don't know. Anyways. All right. So Dawn and I are going to be doing a demo this morning, and we also have the samples for the next flyer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started on our demo, and then Dawn's going to go ahead and go through the samples and then come back to the finished part of the demo. Since the stack cooker is what's on special for our Say Yes offer, today we're going to be using the stack cooker. So, and there's a few other items that we're going to be using as well. So I will try not to make people sick. Sorry, I have to move this. Look, I'm infinity. No, I'm just kidding. This could be bad. So making sure all the cords can stretch as far as they need to stretch. So I am, sorry here. The trick is to see the kitchen, not me. So, all right. So there's a few things we're going to be using today, and we're going to be making the upside down pineapple cake. And if anybody has ever done that in the stack cooker, you'll know what I'm talking about. This recipe is not only amazing, but it's super simple, it's fast, and it's yummy actually. So we're going to be using the stack cooker today, and
it's just weird to watch on the screen and then to hear you
and
behind us.
Right. So hopefully everybody can hear, I hope. So a lot of people ask with cakes in the microwave, do you have to butter this? No. No. The stack cooker is purple, and no, you may not have it. I've already had Stephanie put it in the will to me. When she dies, I get it. So there. Sorry about that. Sorry about your laugh. No. It did come in purple for a very short time, and now it's that beautiful indigo blue. Although the purple is actually very cool. You still cannot keep it. So anyway, so we're going to be using the stack cooker to actually cook it in. And if you guys have your own stack cooker, great. I'm just going to go over a few of the benefits for those that don't have the stack cooker. You have, this is the is it a 3-quart? 3-quart bowl of the stack cooker, then the main dish, then there's a shallow and one that has the colander, and these all fit inside of each other. The purpose behind the stack cooker was that you would be able to actually cook an entire meal within 30-35 minutes. I personally have done the chicken burrito bowls in about 30 minutes, and they are amazing. That's the rice, the chicken, the black beans. It's so delicious. All of it, all stacked up. That's what I actually love about this. It's made out of a polymer that is non-porous, so it won't stain or crack. So and the handles are actually made to stay cool. So you have the cover, which you can even invert and actually cook this way on top of everything, which is super cool. So today, we're gonna be cooking a cake in the microwave. Now, when I do these demos at my parties, the cake especially, everybody's like, oh my gosh, that is disgusting. Are you sure? I'm like, oh wait, you're gonna be converted and you're gonna love it. Because A, I don't have to grease my cake pan. First of all, I don't have to carry that heavy glass thing out of, or the heavy stone thing out of, below the oven, which is where most people or might keep them. Second, I don't have to grease it. I don't have to warm up my oven. I don't have to waste electricity on warming up the oven. It takes a quarter of the time to cook in the microwave as it does in the oven. And then on top of that, it comes up super fluffy and it is so yummy. So Fine Freddy is usually my go-to cake, but today we're going to be making a upside down pineapple cake. So with that, there's a few ingredients that we will need. Maraschino cherries. Hello. All right, so we have our, these are the micro pitchers, right? It's a 1 cup, 2 cup, right? So we're gonna put 3/4 or half a cup of butter, half a stick, or a full stick of butter, half a cup of butter. Okay, in the large 1 cupper. Okay. They do pop on top of each other like that. I'm gonna stick this in the microwave for just less than a minute. I'm gonna watch it because we don't want accidents in there. So thank you. In the meantime, we're gonna demonstrate the can opener. So this is a can of the pineapple rings, and this is the can opener here. This does open up like this, and you can see the mechanisms here pretty easily, how it's going to attach to the can, to the side of the can. I am using a can that does have a pull tab on it, which what I like about using this with the pull tab is that it actually works with the pull tab, so it's not going to get hung up on that. You want to actually put the can on perpendicular like that. This is how you know it's completely on, right? Then, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, it doesn't matter. Another beautiful thing about it. You'll hear it click when it's done. And it just released, right? Now, because it is completely, it's still latched on to the container. So I'm going to open the can opener up. See this little beak? Stephanie calls it a beak. I do too. It's also known as a duflicker. Very technical terms, by the way, right? The great thing about the can opener is that I did not have to touch this lid whatsoever. I don't know what's on this lid. I didn't have to wash my lid to my can. I can just literally take this over to the trash and dispose of it. I opened it up to release it, and we're good to go. Yum, butter is done. I'm just gonna take the rings over here and just drain them for just a quick second. Okay. Then I do take a fork. I'm kind of fancy like that to take this out. Then there is, what is it, half a cup of brown sugar? Is that what the recipe usually calls for? I have it written down, sorry. No. I'm gonna put this in the butter itself. So, right? Is that how you
No,
do
I
it?
put the butter in the.
You put it in there. That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Oh, can you find the cone for me? It does come with a cone, and I completely forgot that it came with a cone as I'm just now doing that. Sorry.
You can put the butter in. It's all-
I can put it in there? Okay. Thanks, Dawn.
I have no idea where her cone is.
I know.
Oh, found it.
Yay!
So yeah, I usually mix it together with the butter and then
Oh,
put the cone
perfect.
back in.
You too can sell Tupperware. Don't forget that. Okay. All right. All right. So the whole stick of butter is melted. Now we're just going to mix it in with the brown sugar. Don't worry. I already took all the calories out. You're good to go. Right? Because who wants to mess that up? Yum. Now, as most of you know, this is just going to end up drizzling all over the cake, which is going to be so yummy. So I'm just going to take the cone and just stick it right here in the middle. Don't worry, it will end up all over the cake. Take the rings. Just a small can. You don't need the big can. I mean, unless you want the big can, you can use crushed. What's also great about this recipe is that it's pretty versatile. You can even use, do apples. I know Dawn does an upside down apple cake instead of the pineapples because she doesn't like the pineapple, which is fine. The important part is the butter. Get the butter. Oh, and the cherries. You can do cherries if you guys want to. I like to do the cherries. And the brown sugar, so of course. So we're gonna use the Power Chef to mix together the actual cake mix. This is what I love about this, guys, is that it's such a super, super simple recipe. So so I'm gonna set this aside for just a second. You know that our Power Chef comes with not only the blades, but it also comes with a whipper attachment as well. It has a non-slip bottom here so it doesn't go crawling across the countertop as we're trying to be all active and do this. This does come with blade protectors. I couldn't find mine because I always keep my blades in here. So we're just gonna safely keep that right over there because I always cut myself. So anyways, it also comes with this whipper attachment as well. And comes with the collar. This is the part that we call the collar, and then of course the actual pull attachment itself, which, here we go. So we can put the collar there. And I'm gonna start pouring in the ingredients now. It does call for regular cake mix. We're just doing a yellow cake mix. Nothing super fancy, less than $2 at the store. If you find them on special, you can find them for less than $1. Okay, 3 eggs. Yes, these are from my chickens. My girls did this. Sorry. So I'm really excited. So anyway, so just put the eggs in here. I do have a little plug with fresh eggs from your own chickens. They taste delicious. If y'all don't know, they're delicious. Uh-huh. And they come in different sizes, so that's another thing I love about it. So with the Power Chef, one of the things that you want to remember is that it's important to put the liquids in first so it mixes correctly and well enough with everything else. So you want to do your 3 eggs, a cup of water, yeah, because I would have spilled that. Sorry, kids. You'll notice that it pours nicely because there is a little bit of a pour spout on top of the measuring cups. These are all great opportunities for you to demonstrate everything that we have. With Tupperware, this is a great little home party demonstration. And then it also calls for a half a cup of oil. large counterscape, half a cup of oil. Okay. Yum. Can tell, no drip, right? Yum. I'm usually a really good hot mess, so today we're doing pretty good. Not gonna lie, I'm usually all over the place with this stuff. Anyways, so the cake mix here, it's really great because you just open it out of the box, pour it in there. Then you're gonna be amazed when you start to power this thing away. I actually took one to an event and just had it sitting on the table. Almost all the husbands wanted to play, which was a super fun little added toy, if you will, because they don't understand it. But then when they see this thing in action, it's sold. Almost literally right there at the table. Whole cake mix. Okay? Right? See it all? It's all in there. The whole thing. Okay? Now, usually what's great about this too is that I didn't have to try to find my mixer. I didn't have to try to find the matching blades that go with it, which is kind of nice. And I'm just going to pull, that was like what, a total of 6 or 7 times. Open up the top. I'm just going to take a quick look at it. I'm going to pull it just a couple more times. It is kind of thick. It is a cake mix. It's a little thick. So, oh, it's quite good though. I know it's bad for you, but I like raw cake mix. Don't judge me.
Oh,
I just do. Don't judge me. This is a judgment-free zone. You can judge me later. I don't care. That's fine. So I'm going to take our spatula, and I'm just going to get what little is left right up here at the top. And just get it in there. Take our blades out. Okay. Get as much of it knocked off as possible. Okay. Because this is usually where I'm a mess. See it? Okay. Yep, it went on the floor. You're welcome, kids.
it's not all over the walls.
It's not over the walls.
I know.
This is true. Good point. Thank you, Teresa.
All over the walls.
This is true.
So true. Not that I've ever done.
No,
Oh,
no, no, no.
No, never. Not that my mom's afraid of the kitchen. You guys still have some ice.
So this will go in our stack cooker. Now, some people have asked, do you cook your cakes with the top on? Do you cook it with it off? I have actually tried both ways. I see a little bit of a difference, but not really a whole lot. And I want to say I would probably reserve that to whatever your cooking power is in your own microwave. So, and that probably really depends on your preference. Although the instructions do say no cover. So
You don't want to steam it.
yeah, you don't want to steam it. It's already going to get all nice and fluffy as it is. So with that, we're going to go ahead and put this in the microwave for about, I start off at 8 minutes. And then I add a minute or 2 depending on how well the consistency of the cake is. Just like any other cake you would do, you would toothpick it and check it to make sure that it's done. All right, I'm going to pop this in there. And we're going to, oh wait, I can't do it in this one. Let's forget. Sorry.
Use the other
Wrong microwave.
All right, we are going to talk about the sales flyer while the cake cooks. You're wrapped in the cord here, so just be careful. No sudden movements. Don't back up. Hi, guys. We're going to talk about the sales flyer. And so what we're talking about is the mid-April sales flyer. So if you're at home and you want to pull it up from your back office, this is the one we're talking about. It is going to start on April 13th. Remember, you have 2 weeks sorry, I see myself in like 3 different places because we got screens going everywhere. It's going to start April 13th, so you have 2 more weeks on your mid-March. Remember, we don't post anything from the sales flyer until the sales flyer goes active. So this is all for your benefit right now, and we're going to talk about all these wonderful little pieces. Check out this new set. Now these, the thing I love when Tupperware does a set like this is it makes entertaining and making it look pretty easy for people that don't make entertaining look easy, okay? You can put out an entire set and look coordinated and look like you put a lot of effort into it, but really you did it super simple because you had it all together and you just put everything in the right bowls, okay? So starting at the first, we have this wonderful, basically, serving set, okay? And so we're gonna talk about it. You have 2 different options here to purchase it. The first option up here on the top is this big set, okay, where you get the large bowl, the smaller bowl, the 4 tumblers, the 2-quart pitcher, the 4 bowls, the plates, and the seals that go with the tumblers, as well as the tongs. There is then the serving set, the kind of table set with the plates, the bowls, and the tumblers. So if you buy both sets, you then end up with settings for 8 and rather than settings for 4, okay? But let's talk about these pieces because they are beautiful.
Pretty good deal.
I know, it's a huge deal. You get, on this top one, you get 16 pieces and it munches the lunch bag, yep, for $69, which is right here. So here's the lunch bag. Thank you, Susan.
It's my purse.
It's her purse. I have the stripes one from the last time, and it's so good because it's the perfect size. It's big enough, yet not huge,
Well,
right?
It's a constant advertisement for your business.
And a constant advertisement for your business. Yeah, with the Tupperware thing there, I get compliments on my bags all the time.
I change out every time we have a new
You
bag.
change out a new bag every time. That's a great
Actually,
idea. So this is the pattern, the floral pattern, and what I love about these bowls, these are the perfect bowls for entertaining because they are the ones that have the locking mechanism on the top. So you can take baked potatoes, you can take a salad, you could take a big bowl of chips and some dips. And what happens is you use the little bowls and they literally lock on the top so they don't come apart. So I can put this in my car like so and not worry about bowls falling over. So I can attach this one, and let's say I did a baked potato bar, and I put some baked potatoes in here. I can put cheese in this one. I can put, let's face it, the bacon bits in this one because I like lots of bacon bits. Okay. I can put, I already have these ones attached, so I could put sour cream, thank you, sour cream, green onions, and butter. Thank you. And we're gonna
The important part of the baked potato. It's so cool.
stack them all. Look, you too can sell Tupperware. But this is the thing; these all stack, and so I can put this in the car, and then when I'm going into my potluck house, or I can put them in my fridge this way if I have a tall enough space. Not really tall. But when I take it out, I'm not worried about dropping anything. It's all in there. Okay, it's all attached. So I can walk, because I have a fridge outside in my garage, so I can store my party stuff in there, and I can very easily now take all of this into the house and not worry about balancing and dropping everything, okay? So I gave the example of a potato bar. You can do a salad bar. Lettuce, cheese, carrots and celery,
Bacon bits.
of course, the bacon bits, salad dressing, croutons, and I could add to it, okay? Now, what makes this even better is check this out. Right here.
Fried chicken.
Potato salad.
Oh,
they're right here. They come with the tongs, okay? That one set, the large set, comes with the tongs. You may not be able to see it, but they're kind of sparkly.
Oh, they are.
Can you see it?
Actually, better, yeah.
They're kind of sparkly. I was sitting there while Michelle was doing the cake mix. I was like, those are kind of sparkly, and I can't quite get the light to hit it right, but There was a little sparkle in them when you were.
Would you look at that?
I know,
I
right?
didn't know.
I know. The things you do. And so these just, they travel nice because they're flat. And you just put them together. You two consult that for. Why can't I get them together?
There you go. No.
No, why doesn't it go together?
They usually go together really easily.
They usually go together really easy, but apparently, just a few. No, I can't get them together.
One fuse them off.
I just didn't test hard enough. Thanks, Michelle.
I got you, girl.
Got it. So really easy to.
I don't want to sit here anymore.
I need more sleep. Okay, so there. Susan's like backing up. She's afraid of a knitter. So they pinch together really nicely, and then when you're ready to take them into the dishwasher, you can put them in this serving tray, the silverware tray, and then you can just flatten them to take them home too. Okay. So great for potlucks, that kind of thing. The tumblers are the tumblers everyone loves. The ones that Kirsten talks about, filling with cookie dough and then slicing out individual portions if you happen to only eat individual portions of cookie dough. Hey, you can do it. Remember that these seals on the tumblers, you can also use the sippy seals and you can also use the tumbler seals. They're all interchangeable. But you could, if you're packing a picnic, okay, we're getting into spring picnics, you could put everyone's beverage in here and you can seal it up and everyone's got their beverage ready to go. You have no garbage, no waste, anything like that. It's all there for everybody. You get 4 in one set and 4 in the other. Okay. The plates are the smaller kind of appetizer plates, but I love this size just for about everything. And they're really pretty. It's a color I haven't seen before, but it matches the seal of the bowls. Okay, and then some of the pink in there. But it's a really kind of nice flat pink. It's not like coral pink. It's kind of coral. Yeah, it's kind of coral, and it's got the nice little wave in it. Okay, and the bowls have that same color, and they have this nice little wave texture in here. So this bottom is kind of textured. So like if you're using your spoon and stuff, you're not going to scratch up the bowl. It's got a texture part here, and then this upper wave is kind of that prettier, shinier textured, and then it's the opposite on the outside. Raised on the bottom so that they sit up a little bit. Perfect ice cream bowl because you can put a good amount of ice cream in there, and then you can put all your toppings on it, and they're not going to fall out of the bowl. Also a great cereal bowl. We use these. I have an older set that I actually got when I got married. My cousin, who, if you don't know, sells Tupperware in Michigan, my aunt and uncle were basically business leaders, and they, for my wedding, gave me a set of these that were blue, and I still have them, and 17 years later, they still work great. I love them. I don't get rid of them. So those are great little, so you can, have a hamburger on here and a salad in here, or a big potato on here and a salad, whatever, soup, whatever. Oh, the cake smells good. You also get the 2-quart infusion pitcher. Okay.
It is infusion.
It is infusion. Now, here's the thing I'm going to tell you. There's recipes definitely around in the Google Drive with different combinations of infuser recipes you could make. It's so much cheaper to make infused water yourselves, guys. My family, my kids and I have gotten into infused water. And there's this brand that's come out lately, and it's super expensive to buy, but my kids are drinking water like crazy. And I'm like, why am I not just making infused water? It's so much cheaper. So I can put lemon and lime in here and let it sit. And what I do is I put lemon and lime in here. I fill up my pitcher. I put my lid on, and I put it in the fridge, right? We drink water, we empty it, I just refill it. I use the same fruit for a couple of batches at least, okay? You don't feel like you have to change out the fruit every time, okay? Because we find that we go through a lot more water when it's been infused with some flavor, okay? Strawberry lime, raspberry lime.
Lemonade, put the raspberries in.
Oh, you can use lemonade and put the raspberries in here and then have raspberry lemonade. That's a great idea. I didn't even think about that one.
Iced tea with peaches.
Iced tea with peaches, iced tea with raspberries. Yeah.
Strawberry kiwi.
Strawberry kiwi. Huh?
Ooh.
Funky with some basil.
Get some funky with some basil. Yeah. So this is the 2-liter size. We do, correct me if I'm wrong, we have the quart size in the catalog right now, right?
I think so.
I think the quart size is the one that's in the catalog right now. So if someone wants one bigger, you can say, oh, we also have the quart one. Do you want that one as well to kind of complete your set? Okay. We also have, as part of those, if we turn the page, there are these they're shallower, but they are made of the same, they have the same seal on the top. Now the big bowls don't have the bottom attachment. They are meant to be the base of the stack, okay? So I can't stack the big ones on top of the big ones, okay? So if my tower was too tall, may I ask you to hold those, please?
But of course.
I can put one tower on here, one tower on here, and I can walk in with my salad, my croutons, and my salad dressing on this one, and I can walk in with sugar cookies and different colored frostings and sprinkles.
Oh,
Hey, dessert
Yeah,
bar,
those are
right?
delicious.
Not that you would. You could.
Not that I would.
Oh.
You could.
Oh, okay.
Let's make
Let's be very clear. Yes.
Just making sure.
So you could walk in with 2 different things to where you're going and be carrying them very easily and not worry about them falling over. Okay. In the sales flyer, I've lost track. The 2 flat ones are, you get 2 for $19, and you get a stack of 4. Nope, those are the dessert cups. The dessert cups. Look how cute these are. They're so cute.
They are adorable.
Teresa says she puts her dog food in hers.
Pre-measured.
Pre-measured, ready to go. You could take it with you too if you're traveling with your dog and it's all ready to go. I would make up a batch of Instant Pudding and I would separate them out. Okay. I would also just think of the smaller kind of topping things. The other thing, what was I thinking of earlier? That I use little bowls for all the time.
You can use it for like a Sunday bar.
Sunday bar, that kind of thing.
You know.
There was something in my head that I was like, what was I going to use that for? Now it's gone.
They use them for like fruit and stuff.
Fruit and stuff.
Like
Yep.
peaches and pears.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Peaches, pears, strawberries, raspberries. If you want to keep your fruits kind of separate, that kind of thing. I've lost track of my brain what I would use it for. But these are just like super darling, and they're $12. You know what else I might do is, we're coming up on spring, you're coming up on teacher appreciation, you're coming up on the end of the year, that kind of stuff. For $12, I would give this as a teacher appreciation gift.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe put chocolates or lemon drops or something in them or something, but this is usable. Like a teacher could take and bring this for their lunch, right? We do a lot of shipping out of our houses as directors, but you probably get a lot of shipments to your house, with the Tupperware that you order. Leave a stack of 2 out for your FedEx delivery guy. Say, thank you for all you do taking care of my packages. Okay, that's $6, and that goes a long way. Some of you have heard my story about how I was working the fair this past summer and was talking to a woman, found out she's a FedEx delivery, found out she was my FedEx delivery gal in my old house. And she's like, you're selling your house? She goes, I love your little gifts. You have no idea how much that means to us. She says, it helps just kind of get us through the day. It helps us. She goes, I take your business card and it's stuck on the front of my truck. So if I ever need Tupperware, I know who to go to. So when I put stuff out for my FedEx or UPS or Amazon or whoever, I always put a business card in with the chocolates. But this is such a cute way to do this because I try to put out different things, right? How many snack cups can they use? But this is a small enough little thing. I know you're giving me. But like Christmas, I'll put a whole bag out and just say, take one. If they take 3, I don't care.
The UPS
They deserve it.
and FedEx servers really appreciate cold water bottles.
Cold
too.
water
So
bottles.
that might be a nice little
In the summer, yeah.
in the summer.
I know when I did it this past Christmas, one of my Tupperware boxes arrived and there was a note on the top in Sharpie. Thank you so much for your wonderful gift. I hope you have a happy holidays with your family, Dave. And we had just moved in, so I didn't know who my FedEx delivery guy was. Now I know, Dave. So I've given this to my kid's bus driver. I've given him a treat every once in a while. So great little giveaway things to give. Okay. Any questions? I'm not really watching the chat. I am trying to. Okay, next page. I just covered up my flyer here. 1 second. Multitasking. Okay, so we've talked about all those. Okay. So just really quickly, we're looking at your dating gift is still the Little Wonders bowls. Okay. There is still the teal heat and serves and the stack cooker are still your host bonus offers. So let's go to the tear off, and gotta move the little chat window now. It's in my face. There we go. Okay. So let's talk the microwave breakfast cooker. Now, most of you, in fact, all of you, should have received the breakfast cooker in your kit, okay? If you have not tried your breakfast maker yet, because I know when I got my kit, I did not, because I was like, eggs in the microwave? It is amazing, okay? For several things. Now, one thing is this sale, it comes with the egg inserts, which your kit one did not come with, okay? So you do get the egg inserts, which are great. Like I'll take one egg, scrambled up a little bit so I can make little egg patties for egg sandwiches in the morning. That's what I use those for. You can poach an egg, you don't have to scramble it up. But the breakfast maker itself is amazing. One, it's got this smooth texture and it just wipes out so clean. How many of you have done omelets and it sticks to the pan and then you gotta scrub it out to get it clean? The egg here will just gently slide right out, and then when you go to clean it, it's a quick wipe. Okay, with a little soap and water, and done. What I do not use butter or any sort of oil at all. Okay, I crack 2 or 3 eggs, depending on how big of an omelet I want. I scramble it up a little bit in there, and then I add a couple splashes of milk because I just like milk in my scrambled eggs. And then I put in my toppings. Okay, I put in ham and bell peppers and onions sometimes. Sometimes I'll put in bacon. I always put in cheese. Lots of cheese. And I just put it in there, and then I kind of just mix it in a little bit. So it's all kind of mixed in. I put the cover on, and I put it in the microwave for, depending on how many toppings I put in here, the more I put in there, I need to put it in a little bit longer. So anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes, depending on how much I've got going in here. When it's done, I grab it out here. It's pretty hot, but there are steam holes here, so be careful because the hot steam coming out is, ouch. Okay. So I will look, and you can tell, like when you open it, if you can kind of look, if it's still a little bit of liquid in there from the eggs because it's not done, just put it back in for only 30 seconds. Okay. And then I'll just kind of gently guide it onto a plate, and then I put this in the dishwasher. Easy peasy. Other things you can make. I have seen people make cakes. Okay, brownies.
I've literally never used it for eggs.
You've never used it for eggs. That's the thing. We have to remember that when we're talking about these products, that there are other ways to use them, and just because I use them for eggs doesn't mean someone else would.
French toast.
French toast is another popular recipe for these that that's in the recipes in your back office. Okay, yeah, little portion of cakes. I saw, who was it?
There's a flip-flop cake.
The flip-flop cake. Yeah, it was Chris who did that.
Yeah.
You can make little flip-flops out of them. It's super cute. It's all over. So you can make little shit cakes, that kind of thing. The thing I love about this is I do use them for eggs, but my kids can do it, and they're not using the gas stove.
Yep.
Okay? My son gets up way earlier than I do. He can make an egg, and I'm not worried, right, at all. My daughter can do it, not worried at all. She can use the oven now, but I also don't have to worry. So like the other night when she was home alone, I said, hey, make yourself some dinner, but you can't use the stove when we're gone. So she can use the microwave. Okay. Super easy. If you have several people in your family, you may want a couple of them so that everyone can prep their omelets and you can have several ready to go. And the egg inserts, I've never done the poached, but I understand you put a little water in it, then you put the egg in, and then put them in here. They do not take as long, okay? So if I'm doing an egg in here to make an egg breakfast sandwich, it's maybe a minute, okay? It's check your microwave, but it goes super fast. They explode if you don't. But there's a lid, so you're good, okay? The next thing are the mini stuffables. These are the ones that have the top that pops up, so perfect for those little leftover portions that you have just a little bit mound over the top. These are the little ones. They are 2 for $12, so great little deal there, great for the lunches, that kind of thing.
I'm so excited.
Here we go, guys.
Oh my God.
It is the super mega water bottle. Teresa actually has her shirt. Check this thing out. It's bigger than my head. It is huge.
2 liters.
2 liters of water. Okay, talk about getting in your daily water intake. Okay, or your infused water. Haha.
I drink 2 of those a day.
You drink 2 of these days. Good job.
Fifth of vodka.
Teresa's like a fifth of vodka.
I had to say mine didn't hold that.
I know, right? It's our standard hole for the sealed drink. But the thing that I love about these, one, you can put in all your water. If you're going to a park for the day, if you're going to a fair and upcoming, you're going to a vendor event, you have enough water here, okay, to keep you hydrated. The thing I love is the handle. Okay, this handle, it comes apart, but you have to lock it in, but it's a really easy carry handle. So when you're walking through the park or you're walking through, if you want to go to the Home and Garden Show or something like that, you can easily carry it. It's not like you have to carry it this way or carry it by
which is hard if you have small hands.
It's really hard if you have small hands. And even if my hands aren't that big either, but it's weird to carry something so big. That's oftentimes why we don't carry water bottles around with us. But this handle makes it super easy. Okay. You could also put a carabiner around it and then clip it to like the stroller or clip it to your shopping bags or whatever, your backpack. Okay. So that's another way to kind of carry these. I think, it's going to be, I believe, in this pink color. These only come out every once in a while. So these are a definite get ready for summer, hydrate kind of things. Super excited about
Buy
these.
them.
I know. I'm super excited about
I'm
those.
gonna buy like 6.
And they're $18. Okay. Well worth it. Okay.
Everybody always comments on that.
Everyone always comments on yours. And it's a talking point. It is a
I know,
total
right?
talking point, right? You're walking through the park with one of these and people are like, where'd you get that? Oh, it's my Tupperware water bottle. Here's my card. I'd love to help you. What's your name? Hey, what's your phone number? I'll give you a call. We can see what we can hook you up with. It's a talking point for your business. Okay. Inside of the sales flyer, we have our table accessory set, which is the salt and pepper shakers with that kind of coral seal, as well as the butter dish with the coral base. Remember, on the butter dish, you can have the butter on the inside that way, or you can have it this way so it's a flat top, whichever way works for you. We have one that we just keep on the counter. We just always have butter on the counter. It's covered, so I don't have to.
Double stick on top.
This is the double stick, so you can put half a pound of butter on this thing at once and just have that.
The ones that aren't cut.
Uh-huh.
And it fits
Oh,
perfect.
The
the
Costco ones that aren't cut.
in it.
That fit perfect on it. Okay. The other thing we have is, this is also a super popular item. It's the place for seals, okay? So that you can store your seals in an upright fashion and hopefully find them again. You can mount these into your cabinets. They've got holes and they come with screws, so you could mount them into your cabinet like so that they stand like this. I personally set them on my shelf like so, and then I can kind of organize them this way. I have 3 of them. Like I have one for like stuffable seals, and I have one for the kind of big wonder seals, and then I have another one that's for a different, like the impressionable seal. I just store them by the type of seal because, color may not matter, but it's the type of bowl that I'm using, and so I have a couple of these to do that, and they are only $12. Okay.
Do you mount yours or just?
I don't mount mine. Mine sit on a shelf in my cupboard.
I feel so dumb.
What?
They can sit on a shelf in your cupboard.
Yeah, I can just
We
sit on the
always
shelf.
mount ours.
No, I don't mount mine. Yeah,
It didn't even occur to me.
yeah, it'll just sit on the counter. It'll just sit on the shelf in the
I don't
cupboard.
know where my screws went.
I know. I don't know where my screws are anymore because I never mounted them, but they come with screws. Yeah, so that you can. And last, I don't have it. I did look through Stephanie's cupboards to see if she had one. I have one of these. These are the microwave plate covers. These are the
amazing.
best. Okay. So when you're reheating things or cooking things in your microwave, you can put that over the top to prevent the splatter from going everywhere. We got some for the school, so because kids microwave stuff, they have microwaves in the middle and the high school, and so kids can hopefully not put splatter all over the microwave that they all commonly share. But these are great. Mine just lives in my microwave. I don't even have a spot in the cabinet for it because if we don't need it, I take it out, put it on the counter, cook what we're doing, and then I put it back in the microwave. So you might want, I clean it off then every once in a while when there is splatter. It doesn't take much. I just kind of rinse it out because usually it's just steam, right? So great thing to keep your microwave clean so you don't have to.
They usually don't come in pairs.
They don't usually come in pairs. And this one you're getting 2 for $19.
That's an amazing.
That's an amazing price for these. Okay. Because normally they're $15 a piece. Okay. Amazing price for these. Do not forget on the back, the attendance offer. This is the one where you get the 3 flat ones that I was showing you earlier. Yeah, see, just grab it. These 3 flat ones here, you get 3 of them for $12. Okay, so another amazing price. I like that these are just kind of shallow but a wider bowl. Okay. Remember, these are great things, especially if someone orders something like this. Hey, your order also, because you've attended our party, your order also qualifies to order one of these. Would you like to add that to your order? And then remember, stop talking, as Stephanie says. And that way you can, especially if they're close to that $50 mark, that's what we've been talking about lately, is you save on shipping when you hit the $50 mark. Okay, because then suddenly now you're not
10%.
That 10% is in effect. Okay. And so if they're really close, this is, hey, your order is so close to saving you on shipping. Do you want to add this to your order? Okay. Because you're aiming for that $50 order always. Okay. Any questions? Yeah, flamingo, coral shade. Any questions? Okay.
Are you ready to reveal the
I think we're ready to reveal the cake.
They're just so cute together.
They're so cute.
All right, so I did stick it in for 8 minutes. I did already check it, and this is the soon-to-be end result.
Fluffy.
It is so fluffy. I love doing the cakes in stack cooker. 8 minutes. You might want to check with your microwave because sometimes they're 6, sometimes they're 10 or 12, depending. I do take a knife and I do scrape around the edges just like you would your normal baked cake at home. Take my plate. This is my favorite part, one of them. It's always a good test to see how well it came out. Hear the click, click, click. Make sure it all does. I made a lava cake once and it just went all on my live Facebook page, which was you do consult Tupperware kind of a moment.
Oh, look at
That's
that.
He's so pretty.
Then I take the cone out. There's usually some juices or something in there. So sorry you can't smell how delicious this looks. And I cannot wait to dive into this actually, because it's all about the butter and the sugar.
Amen.
I said that right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it all comes out pretty clean, and it's all dishwasher safe. Hello, bonus.
Keep in mind you can use the lid too to.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. You can use the lid for the stack cooker to invert the cake onto. So you're good to go.
Which then holds all the juices in too.
Yeah. Yum.
Okay, well, Michelle's going to
I'm
go eat
good.
now.
I'm gonna eat.
All right, Janelle, I think we're ready for you. Do we need to send it back to you or do you?
All right, I think I got it back. All righty. All right, thank you guys for doing that. That was awesome. Dawn, can you confirm real quick? I don't have a sales flyer with me, so I couldn't check, but someone said that it says that the microwave breakfast maker has a $20 value listed, and if that's the case, I'm thinking it does not have the egg inserts. Could you check on that and let us know in the chat? All right, I'm going to do a drawing, and we're going to send it over to Wendy Buck next. So let's do a drawing. And I'm seeing a lot of iPhone. You guys got to put your names in here if you want to win. All right, Margaret Meininger or Meininger. I'm not sure. Sorry. All right, Margaret, are you on? Okay, so yeah, no egg inserts in the set in this sales flyer. They can buy them separately, so that is an option. But be aware that the egg inserts don't come. Honestly, I don't use egg inserts very often anyway. All right, Margaret, are you on? Give us a woohoo and send me a message with your address so I can send you your prize. All right, we're going to send it over to Wendy now. And I'm going to unmute her first, though, because that's helpful. I'm not able to spotlight it to you for some reason, Wendy. So I'm going to make you a host, and then you're going to have to make me a host when you're done.
Okay.
I can't see you. Can anybody see Wendy? I'm wondering if that's why I couldn't spotlight you. Is your camera not enabled?
It should be.
Hey, Margaret. All right. Oh, Danielle sees her. Okay, I can't see her, but others can see her. Oh, in a preview. Could you? No. Maybe if I mute myself, it'll go over to you. We'll try that.
Okay. I don't know if it has or not. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you see me? I guess you don't have to see me. That's better. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay. So, and for those that don't know me, my name is Wendy Buck. I've been with Tupperware for a year now. And one of the things, Janelle was looking for some help with this meeting, and I was all like, I can't demo anything or anything like that. But one of the things I think that I have managed to do really well in my year is my VIP group and my mystery parties. So I thought I would come on and tell you what has worked for me. So I started my VIP group, like I'm sure a lot of you have, with my inner circle, family, friends, etc. And then from literally the day I started, in every single party, everybody who attended or RSVP'd that they were going, I sent them a friend request. And I also would message them. I would, welcome them to the party, provide them with catalog links, that kind of thing, and tell them that I was there if they had any questions. And I also would let them know that I had sent them a friend request and that the reason I did so was to help us communicate, and also because I have a VIP group or a Affish Specials, and that as part of my VIP group, they get to see these sales before anybody else does, that kind of thing. Almost everybody has always accepted the friend request and the invite to my VIP group. So at this point now I have like 400 people in my VIP group, and my VIP group is extremely active. They, in fact, I am quite sure I would not be where I am without my VIP group. They probably, I would say my sales from my VIP group every month are $1,000 to $3,000. So I can really count on them when I need them. And in fact, one of the things that I did this past week, I went into, I think it was like Wednesday morning, I still needed like $1,300 to qualify for Hemingway. And I was feeling really bad because I didn't have a whole lot going on this week. And I had 2 people from my team qualify, and they were like kind of upset with me that I wasn't probably going to make it. And I said, well, I will keep trying. And I literally went in my VIP group and said, hey, I am this far from this. let them know I needed them help, and they responded in a huge way. I was doing a mystery host party as an attempt to try to get these sales, and I think at the time that I did this, I had one order in that party. By the time the party ended, I had $2,500 in sales in that party. So I think one of the reasons my VIP group responded the way they do is because I treat them like VIPs. My VIPs always have a 10% discount no matter what. That's just, I give them 10% off. I don't care if it's a sale item, a catalog item, it doesn't matter to me. They get 10% off because they're special. That's why they're there. And I think that discount makes them order a little more sometimes than they would otherwise. And then I still do special things like, just random, okay, like the sale came out this month and I didn't have a mystery host party plan. So when the sales came out, instead of doing a mystery host this month, I was just going to give them a discount. So for that weekend that the sales first came out, they could order anything they wanted for 25% off. Granted, I gave up my whole commission for that, but I don't always care about that because they are so supportive of me and they are the heart of my business. Without them, I'd really be scrambling sometimes. So, but I just treat them really special. I have inside of that VIP group, I probably have a core of 20 customers that literally order every month, sometimes multiple times a month. Sometimes I just send them messages with a special, my daughter's cooking pizza, with a special like discount because they are such good customers. But it was my VIP group that helped me to build my mystery parties. When I did my first mystery party, I don't even think we got 2 rewards. I think we were close and I ordered something so we would. So I know the first host got the first mystery host got the very minimum. It was like $30 and 1/2 off item. But what I have done with the mystery host parties, and I do these once a month, and they've gotten really, really, really big. I'm actually floored sometimes myself. But what I did was when I'm doing if I have a mystery host party this week, anybody who orders from me, I take their order and I enter it in that party. And I tell the person, I'm like, hey, I'm doing thank you for the order and I'm doing a mystery host party. So I'll enter it in there for you. That way you'll get a chance to win the host rewards. Because what I want is to make that pot for the mystery host as big as possible. I've gotten to the point now where I can split that between 4 or 5 different people. And my VIPs love that because they know there's not going to be just one winner. There's going to be 4 or 5. But I think what happens, and I know this happens on my team, is people try the mystery host party and they're like, it was like $200 or it was $300, and they quit doing them because they don't think it's worth it. But if you stick with that and you keep making it bigger and bigger, I had people messaging me this month like, aren't you doing a mystery host party? Because they hold their orders waiting to do it for that party because they want the chance to win the mystery host rewards. And the fact that there's 4 or 5 winners, yes, sometimes it can get a little complicated because not all of the people in my VIP group are local to me. That means that if I have 4 or 5 winners, what I do is I enter it under usually just my name because I have to have them come to me and then I have to disperse them. And sometimes that means shipping it to whoever may have won. And it's just a cost I choose to just eat myself because, I mean, there's little costs involved like that. Like maybe I have to spend $20 or $30 on shipping something. But if I did a $2,000 party, to me, it's well worth that expense to ship that out. And I haven't really, I mean, I've never been in the position where it actually cost me money to do it. So, because I just take it off what I earned off the party. And but yes, how I have had to do it because you're going to have multiple winners. When I first did it, it was always just one winner. So it was easy. I just changed the host name and address, but now I always almost have multiple winners. So then, yes, you have to have it all come to you and then disperse it. But, there was a couple other things I wanted here. I told you, not as polished as the other people, but that I think is the main thing is just keep doing the mystery host party, get in the habit of doing one a month. And if you do it and you do it consistently and you keep, like I said, take as many orders as you can and put them in, anything I get that's not from a different party goes into that, and that will help build your thing. The bigger it gets, the more people will start noticing and wanting to participate. And even though the mystery host party, most of my VIPs know what's going on and probably know who won, I always post in there who won and what they won, because that reminds some that maybe aren't participating that, hey, maybe next time I should do this. But I know I wanted to be sure to mention this because it's because it's one of the first ones that I had that really took off was the last chance first glance parties. I do that as a mystery host party every single time the catalog changes. So it's a 2-part party then. So there's 2 sets of rewards, and it's been averaging, both parties get about $1,000. So that's a big one for me as well. So you take your last chance, you go over those items that are leaving, basically any of the sales that occurred, I do it all in there. And then the second part is a briefer version of the party where it's just more focused on the new things in the catalog or the new colors. And that is what was one of the first ones that really made me realize, oh, these mystery parties are really worth doing. And it does take a while, and it can be discouraging at first, and you might not have a lot of participation or a lot of people doing it, but if you keep at it, they will grow. And like I said, for me, the VIPs are the key to everything. They're the ones who make it go. I do get people now that join from outside of my VIP group, and then of course they end up in my VIP group because I have them. But every one of them that I do gets bigger than the one before. And like I said, this last one I just closed yesterday was $2,500. It's like the biggest party I ever submitted. So that's pretty much all I have. And I can't really see on here what the questions are. I can't find the chat, so. Maybe I can on here. I think I'm gonna go back to you, Janelle, but I don't know how. Oh, hang on. I have no sound now either. How do I do that? Zoe, come help me.
Sorry, I just figured it out. There's a button to reclaim host. I didn't know that. Sorry. Yay. Okay. So thank you, Wendy. That was great. I wanted to add a couple things. I was thinking if you had multiple hosts with a $2,500 party, you could break that up instead of having it all shipped to one place. You could, you could break that up into multiple parties and still get lots of host benefits. So then you could do 5 separate hosts then, and they're each going to get that gift at $200 in sales. They're each going to get $75 of host credit and 2 half-price items. So that's a really great way. And then you're actually getting more because a $2,500 party, you're only getting 3 half-price items. But if you break that up into 5 parties, that's 10 half-price items. So you could break those big ones up and then send it straight to the people that are ordering, or sorry, the people that won the host benefits. You can send their host benefits straight to them. So that would be an idea for that. Also, I wanted to give a caution. Wendy is a very established consultant. She's been a director for some time now, and she has decided to give away her commission to her VIP group. Do not feel like you have to do that. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying don't do it. Just be cautious, especially the hesitation that I have with that is I've heard multiple people early on as a consultant give away their commission for whatever reason, because it was friends, because it was family, whatever it was. But then those people always expected the discount and they weren't making money because they had given 25% away to most people. And then they were like, I'm not making any money. And I was like, oh, I can't believe you started that. Like, don't start giving away all your commission because then you're stuck always giving away all your commission. So be very careful and intentional with that. Don't start something that you don't want to continue. So again, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying do it. Just be careful. Think about it before you do something like that, because it's something hard to undo. Wendy can't stop giving her VIP people 10% off. And that's okay, because she doesn't want to and she doesn't need to, but she can't stop now that she's started. So just be careful with that. But yeah, there's a lot of great tips in there. I'm excited about that, Wendy. That's awesome. And I've definitely found that too with mystery host parties. They do build and they do just start getting bigger and bigger because people are starting to look forward to it. So yeah, that's awesome. All right. So I wanted to, we're going to send it over to Amanda Brito here pretty soon, but I want to talk a little bit about, actually, okay, real quick, Kirsten launched a trip in her group, and it is for directors, but you can achieve it if you become a director during the qualification. So the main thing that you have to hit is the minimums. Honestly, trips that Kirsten launches are amazing. She takes us to amazing destinations. The last one was to Punta Cana, and it was probably the most spoiled vacation that I've ever been on. It was incredible. So I would highly encourage you all to shoot for that and to strive very, very hard to earn it. So you can step up to director during it, but you still have to hit the minimums. And the biggest minimum you need to be concerned about if you're not a director currently is you would need to be doing at least 12,000 sales each month. And it's for 4 months. So I like it when she does these for 4 months because it gives you more time to hit the goals, but you would be needing to hit 12,000 each month. Now, if you're sitting at like manager or star manager level and you're like 12,000, that's insane. We barely pulled like 5,000 last month. Think of it this way. If every person on your team does twice as many parties, you'll do twice as much in sales. So if you had 5,000 or 6,000 sales last month and you get every person to do double, then you'll probably hit your 12,000. And you can get everybody to do double if you work in there and talk with them and help them reach their goals and help them with wording to get parties booked. I can honestly, often I can get people to triple or quadruple what they were doing. So even if you're sitting at like, well, I just did 2,000 or 2,500 in sales. If you really worked at it, I bet you could hit the 12,000. You're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to do a lot of parties, but then what you would do is with those parties, recruit as many of those hosts as you can, because then the next month and the next month and the next month, the rest of the months of earning the trip, they are going to be doing parties. They are going to be recruiting. It's going to multiply your efforts. So you may exhaust yourself in the first month, but that's always the best way to earn a trip. Exhaust yourself in the first month, and it makes the rest so much more achievable for a lot of different reasons. But if you like bust your butt in this first month, do a ton of parties, sign up every host that you can, get them to sign, even if they're not going to sell, because so often they end up deciding to sell afterwards, especially when there's parties booked off of theirs. Sign up every host that you can, get as many recruits out of that as you can, and they are going to help carry you for the rest of the earning qualification. So don't look at those goals and be like, it's too hard. And I'm going to be honest, I looked at my goal and I was really, really tempted to call Kirsten and be like, Kirsten, it's too hard. I can't do it. And then I was like, don't be that person. I hear that people do that to her. Don't be that person. But my goals are insane because I promoted 2, but essentially 3 directors in the last 4 months when she ran those numbers. I'm like, my personal team is so small now. Like that, and that doesn't count for me because I don't get to count their sales now. And I was tempted to like give up before I even tried. And I was like, nope, it's 4 months. I can do it. And that number sounds really big right now, but you have to remember we grow over time. So that's 4 months of growth that I'm going to have on my side. So really it's just about breaking it down and making a plan, and it will be achievable. So don't give up before you start. Even if you have small sales, work really hard. Start by booking a ton of parties for yourself and getting your team to book a lot of parties, and go from there and see what you can do. And like I talked about at the beginning of the meeting, even if you work really hard for a goal and don't achieve it, I bet you did better because you were trying. So that's my little spiel and soapbox on that, because honestly, her trips are worth it, and you will be making so much more money. If you hit her goals, you'll be making so much more money than you were before, and that's always a nice perk, so definitely do it. And definitely, if you're shooting for her trip, start getting your passport, because we definitely had people last time that earned her trip and didn't have their passport. So start working on your passport too, so that you can go with her if it's overseas. She said it could be not overseas in a different country. It could be in the US. She's not sure yet. So she said just get a passport just in case. All right. I also want to talk briefly about the party perks. If you don't know how to get to party perks, it's pretty simple. Log into your, sorry, I'm trying to screen share at the same time as talk, and I'm bad at that. All right, log into your Tupperware account and then go to Salesforce website and then search party perks. I just type in the search bar, type party perks. There's other ways to get through it, like through the proper channels, but I just like to search because it's faster. I'm going to go briefly through these because we only have 15 minutes left of team meeting. But look, you can get a cell phone pop socket that says Tupperware. That's pretty cool. You can get microfiber. This is this Parties Up one here with the Tupper Minis. This is a unique one. If you, it doesn't want to. All right, if you, by April 5th at midnight, put in your parties up, which means like when you first go into My Sales and you can see your parties up, you can put in, I have parties on these dates. If you have 3 to 6, depending on if you're a consultant manager or a director, 3 to 6 datings in the April 13 to 26, guys, that's 2 weeks. I hope you have that many parties in 2 weeks, unless you're just like, all you're in this for is for the discount, that's fine. But if you're doing parties, you should have 3 to 6 parties within those 2 weeks. That's pretty easy. And you will get a set of 6 Tupper Minis in that fun color. So that's a neat one I wanted to make sure you saw because those are a little less obvious sometimes. But you, here we have microfiber towels, $200 in personal sales in this first week. Then we have more microfiber. And you guys can go look up all this. I'm just going to glaze over it. In the second week, $200 in sales, and you get towels and dust towels and mop towels. And they're $5 when you do that. This is a really unique one. Summer catalog samples. If you, and this is April 6 to 19, so it's a 2-week period in the middle of the month. You 1,000 in sales gets you in the new summer catalog, gets you the new sets and products, but not the printed items. Getting to 2,000 gets you also the printed items and the seasonal items, and this is all free. And then getting to 3,000 also gets you the host gifts and the date and hold gifts for free. So you can get a ton of stuff. I like that they broke it up like this because you can do, it's not like all or nothing. You can get some of it, but not all of it, or you can go for all of it. So, and those numbers were for consultants, managers and directors and org leaders are a little bit higher, but you can go look at that. You can get another builder's pack, but I'm going to let you figure that one out. More microfiber, and this one's more for like hygiene. It's like for glasses and faces and hair and stuff. And then this is kind of cool, but it's detailed, so I'm going to have you look at it. But you can get earbuds, a portable charger, a blanket, and a club bag for what you're doing this month. That's for directors. And I think that's it. So there's lots of fun things on there that you can be earning this month. Go check it out. But I think the coolest thing is Kirsten's trip, and I think you should all go for that. So I would say if you are at all interested in earning a free trip, and seriously, her trips are all inclusive. The only thing you'll pay for is if like you want to get some souvenirs, but I think she got us some souvenirs last time too. It was kind of awesome. So seriously, like you won't pay anything if you don't want to. So seriously, earn her trip. If you are at all interested in earning her trip, please reach out to your director or to me, and we can coach you at how to break that down and how to earn her trip, because it can sound overwhelming, but it really doesn't have to be. All right. Got some noise again. All right. So Amanda, I'm going to pass it over to you, and then it'll come back to me, and I will wrap. Oh, actually, I need to do a drawing. Just a second. All right. We have Connie Liptrap. Connie Liptrap, you are our winner. Give me a shout out in the group chat and a message with your address if you are on right now. And I'm going to turn over to Amanda as soon as I can hit all the right buttons. All right, I'm spotlighting you, and you are unmuted.
Okay, great. So I'm really excited to do this. So Janelle asked for help with this meeting, and I messaged her and I said, I'd love to help, but lately I feel like I'm bad at everything. And I said, I know I'm not. So I think I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to talk about failure today, which it should be really, really uplifting, I know, guys. But no, really. So I want to talk about what you do when life happens, because life is going to happen to all of us. It just kind of does. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I've been through the last 6 to 8 months and kind of talk about what I've learned and where I'm headed with that. So when my kid started going to school, he's in kindergarten, we knew he had special needs going in, and so we kind of knew it was going to be a little bit of a thing, but it's been a huge battle with the school system trying to get him services. So I've spent a lot of time and effort on that. Also, I was homeschooled, and my parents actually didn't vaccinate us. I was unvaccinated until I was 18 years old. And so everything that I should have had as a child, as far as like cold viruses and things like that, I never had any of those. So I have been chronically ill since August. So I've had cold virus that turned into bronchitis that turned into pneumonia 2 times. And I've basically just had a cold virus after cold virus after cold virus. I've had every little stomach upset that has come through the school system. It has been a lot of fun. So, but I'm building lots of immunity, right? So it's like you're growing through adversity. And so that's one thing that I've learned from that struggle, is that the things that kind of knock you down and the things that you might think like, this is a failure, this is something that I'm not going to recover from, that you need to realize that that kind of thing actually builds strength, because it's creating resilience. So every time that you get set back and you overcome that, you're a more resilient person. And your business is like that too. So if you have to take a minute where you're like, I'm on heavy duty medication and I'm sleeping 23 hours a day and the other hour a day is for eating, you can take your business forward even through that. Sometimes you're going to have to restart. I'm kind of at a point where I promoted a director last year, and so now I'm a star director, which I'm really excited about, but it means that I have to look at my team and go, we need to restructure a little bit. We need to restart. So for me, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, well, what's the basic thing that we always have to do? Book more parties and recruit more people. That fixes your business every time. So I'm back to where I need to think about who I'm messaging and how I'm going to restructure and restart, and then also looking at my team and thinking about who am I going to promote up to manager. So kind of thinking about resilience through adversity from being sick. And then from the situation with my son, and having to deal every day with the school system and trying to make sure that he has the team around him that he needs, and dealing with the insurance company that doesn't want to pay for his testing and his therapy and the different things that he needs. And we also found out this year that he has dyslexia, most likely, so in addition to his other problems. So it's trying to figure out how to deal with that. So I've learned that through adversity you build perseverance, and when you learn to persevere through your issues and you just say, every day I'm going to do something towards this thing, you actually can grow forward. So for my son, that means every day I have to call these 3 people. I have to talk to, I have a list every day of things I have to do. Well, I've moved that into my business, and every day I do 3 things for my team. I do 3 things for my personal business, and I do, the things that I need to do for my party. So I have it sorted into things where I am moving forward in a way that makes progress, and so that I'm never managing to just say I can't do anything. Always be doing something towards what you need to do. And then the third thing that happened to me this last year, last couple months, I was adopted at age 10, and my biological father actually passed away at the age of 58 in November. And it kind of unloaded all of this like really difficult past that I had to go through. And so I have kind of learned that this particular challenge has, I think adversity produces like unexpected benefits, in that I find myself closer to my family, and I find myself closer to my team and my friends who stuck by me and were so supportive and so kind. And And so I think that I found that when you fail, people are unfailingly kind to you when you admit that you're struggling and you need help. So I think that one thing I really learned from that is to be honest. Be honest about what you're struggling with, because there are going to be people who want to help you, and there are going to be people who want to come alongside you and encourage you and be part of that. And so I do Tupperware because it's a social outlet for me. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have a special needs kiddo. And when I started Tupperware, I was a stay-at-home mom with an undiagnosed special needs kiddo who was taking up a lot of my life. And I had no car, and I had no social life, and I had no, really, I just kind of was a hermit. And so through Tupperware, I've gained a lot of friends and a lot of family and a car, and it's paid for my son's therapy. And so, you know, Tupperware has done so much for me. And so you guys, you guys are part of that. And so I want you to think about how when you fail, if you're honest with your family, they just want to help you and encourage you. And so that's part of this too. So my big takeaway has been that the way that you continue forward, if you're looking at your business and you're thinking, I don't see how I can go forward from here, because I think you're going to hit that point. I know I've hit that point twice, where it's like, but you have to give yourself no permission to quit. I tell myself, you don't have permission to quit. You're not done. And then I think that the only way that you get past that is that you fail, and you fail forward. So by failing forward, you're saying, I don't have permission to quit. I'm going to take these steps. I'm going to change this around. I'm going to change my attitude. And I'm not going to say you can say I feel like I'm bad at everything, but you're not bad at everything. You're actually doing things that are productive and are going to grow you in the future. So I think that you have to be dedicated to the process. And so I just wanted to encourage you guys a little bit today that if you're failing, you can fail forward. You can fail up. You don't have to feel like you're bad at everything, and that you have people who are here who want to help you. So I hope that was encouraging to you, because I don't want to take up too much time. So, but I love you guys, and I know Janelle loves you guys too. So we'll talk again later. Janelle, do I have to hand it back, or can you take it back?
I can take it back. I was trying to copy paste the messages because they're awesome and I wanted you to see them, and I know you can't see them while you're doing stuff, so I was trying to do that, and now I'm gonna try to. No, it's just comments and everybody resonating, and I love it. I love you guys. And now there we go. Okay, I've got it back, right? I think I'm back. Okay, that was awesome. Thanks, Amanda, for sharing. Okay, we have 5 minutes left. So we are plugging right along. We have one thing I wanted. Okay, so last meeting, when I was out in Seattle with everybody there for our big meeting, I was very real with how I was struggling with parties. And I don't remember how much detail I'd shared, but I had failed with my Facebook parties. Basically, I felt like I completely failed through, I think, like August. Yeah, it started in August. It was August, September, October, and November. And by November, I finally just stopped because I was so tired of failing, and I was so tired of failing people. I had done a bunch of recruits in August and in November, and then with all their grand opening parties, they almost all bombed. And I just, not only that, then I was so much harder because I hadn't just failed myself and my hosts, I had failed my new recruits, and that just killed me. And most of them, I don't think they were really planning on selling anyway, but if their parties had done well, they probably would have. It was just so hard and discouraging, and I felt a lot of guilt over that. And so it was hard to move on and try again. And my advice to people is always try something different, change up what you're doing, try something new. And I realized actually at the beginning of this team meeting, I was like, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I just kept trying the same thing because it had worked for me for years. I just kept trying the same thing, expecting it to eventually work. And when it didn't work, I gave up. And that's embarrassing, honestly, but I'm going to just, what's that called? I'm going to accept that. It's not the right word, but I'm going to, I hate when you can't think of the word. I'm going to own it. I'm going to own that I gave up. And I did no parties other than mystery host parties for a very long time, from December all the way through well, what was this month? March. December to March, or December to February, I did no parties other than some mystery host parties. I found the mystery host parties were working, but I couldn't get regular parties to work. So then I had to earn this Myrtle Beach trip, though, and I'm like, can't earn the Myrtle Beach trip unless I do parties. So I fortunately, like, I had a good mystery host party in February that helped, and then I had to get 5,400 in personal sales in March, and I was like, awesome. So I booked up. Oh, and I was also trying to help, you guys know, I was trying to help my daughter earn her Girl Scout cookie trip, which she did. She earned a Kalahari troop trip. She earned a Disney World trip for 2, and she earned another Kalahari, which is like a water park and resort for 4 people overnight. So our family's going to go, like, wow. But it meant that I had 1 week of focus on my parties and doing Tupperware. So I did 9 parties in that week, and it got me the 5,400 in sales. I was shocked. It was amazing. But what I did, and this is what changed everything for me, is I stopped trying the same thing over and over. I went to Janie Stewart did, and she's my mom if you don't know, but she did an example party in Kirsten's group. So you can still go see it because it's an event created in that group. So it would have automatically invited you. So even though it's over, you can still see it. So go to Kirsten's Rock on Tupperware team and click on events. And it was like 2 events ago or something. It was in January, but it's, I think it was Amy's example party or something. You can go look at it. She does them very differently than I do, which I was surprised to realize because I taught her how to do parties. So I just assumed she was doing them the way I did them. But she has come up with some amazing differences, and I love it. And I think it's incredible. And I did what she had, and my parties did well. I'm going to have to look back because I was literally closing them and submitting them all through yesterday and the night. And I want to say like most of them were between like 400 and 800. I think all of them were between 4. Oh, that's not true. One of them did 100 in sales. The rest did between 400 and 800. And that was a huge difference. That's back to how my parties were going before, and they stopped working. I don't know, culture changes, time changes, people change, but things change and sometimes need to be changed. I don't like changing things unless they need to be changed. But obviously this needed to be changed because my parties weren't working anymore. So I'm going to go a few minutes over time. If that's okay with you guys, feel free to leave. This is being recorded. So if you need to leave, you can, but I just want to keep sharing about this. But yeah, it was amazing. I could not believe how well my parties did, and it earned me my trip. And honestly, I was kind of hanging on. I was like, there's some things that I could buy if I need to like spend a little. I wasn't going to spend thousands, of course, but I could spend a few hundred or maybe 1,000 if there was like some products that I really liked, or I could buy more prizes for my team. But I am proud to say that I got my sales without buying anything for myself, without buying any team prizes. It was just my parties. And I was amazed by that. Everything I submitted in March was all, I did get some prizes in February, but like seriously, I entered the month having to get 5,400 in sales, and that was all parties. And it's such an empowering thing for me because you know how much of a failure I felt with that, and to get that back and feel like I can do this again, just incredible. So, no, it's not a 2-hour meeting. It technically ends at 1:30 my time. So that I just want to encourage you guys after giving that big speech last time about how the Facebook parties aren't working for me, so I'm going to try a bunch of new things. I still want to try those new things, but I'm so relieved that Facebook parties work because they are such a good alternative if you can't do home parties. And so yeah, seriously, do try your Facebook parties again. Go look at Janie's example party. One of the things that she has that is, I think, gold is multiple images for product posts. It takes them through. Okay, I'm going to share this, even though it's going to take us a little bit longer. I'm not going to share the new party setup because Janie did. Sorry, I'm answering a question here. Janie did. It's the example party in the group. Go to Kirsten's Rock on Tupperware team. Click on events. It's one of the last events in there that Janie ran as an example party. It's all in there. So I want to give you an example because this is amazing. My best friend is terrified of mandolins because she once shaved off a pretty good sized chunk of her thumb that landed her in the emergency room getting stitches. And so she's terrified of mandolins. And she is not going, new recruits see Janie's party. I don't know. Try it out and let us know. But she was terrified of ever touching or being around a mandolin anymore. Like, even if I mentioned a mandolin, she's like, like she's cringing and she's scared. And then, so I never have tried to talk her into getting a mandolin. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone. But then and honestly, she doesn't even cook. And this is another big part of the factor here. She doesn't cook. She doesn't spend time in the kitchen. If anybody's cooking, it's her husband. Every once in a while, she'll make a meal, but it's rare. So here's a person who doesn't spend much time in the kitchen, doesn't cook, and is deathly afraid of mandolins for good reason in her past. And she was in one of the parties I did, and she clicked through the mandolin post. So, okay, sorry. Once the event is over, you can enter it because it's in, I don't know about new recruits, but you can go into it because it was created out of our group. So if you are in our group, you are automatically invited, even if you didn't RSVP. So I don't know about new recruits, but people that were in the group when it was created can still go in there. Yeah, so and see it all. I know that because we proved it. But anyway, she was clicking through. It's a bunch of images of different things a mandolin can do and all this stuff. And of course, we all know JD's wording is really good too. But I got kind of hung up on like feeling like each post had to be one picture because that's how you best show that picture. But it doesn't even matter anymore because most people are on their phones and it changes the format and the view anyway. But we are used to clicking through a bunch of pictures. That's how we like to do things now, that those that have gotten conditioned to Facebook, we like looking through albums and seeing a bunch of pictures. So that's basically the pictures that Janie had for the mandolin. It paints a picture of how to use it and what its potential is, instead of just showing one picture that you can't really tell exactly what it is or what I wonder what it looks like from a different angle. It is huge. I mean, a picture's worth 1,000 words. You pop 15 pictures in there, and that's 15. I know, math. 15,000 words. That's a lot. It really is huge. So, okay, back to my friend. She came to me. She's like, I almost wanted to get a mandolin. And I was like, what? My friend, who doesn't cook, doesn't make food, is definitely afraid of mandolins. She almost was sold on getting the mandolin because it looked so fun and would make so many things and all this stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's insane. If that could almost convince her to get a mandolin, and she didn't choose to get one, and it's good because she's a klutz and she'll do it again, even though it's so safe, she would do it again. But the fact that it almost had her convinced to buy one when she's probably the most unlikely person on the planet to buy one, I was amazed. I really was. So I really recommend that you go follow Janie's stuff. Keep trying, like I talked about in the other meeting. This does not negate that. Keep trying other things, because the more tools you have in your belt, the more ways you have of getting sales and building your business, the better. But we all know parties are the best way to do that. And Facebook parties are doing their best attempt to duplicate a home party. So that is going to be your best chance of having success, is doing some type of party, whether it's a home party or a Facebook party. So please still pursue that and still try to do that. And this is weird because now I can see Stephanie's thing and I can see me on the TV screen on Stephanie's kitchen. That's weird. Anyway, seriously, like, I was floored, and it just taught me, again, never give up. If something isn't working, change it up a bit. Ask for help. Ask what other people are doing. Try what they're doing, but don't give up. Try something new and keep trying, because seriously, there's enough people out there rocking their businesses with this that it doesn't mean you can't too. All right. Lots of things happening this month. Please try to earn Kirsten's trip, because it's awesome and it's just they're fun, and you're going to grow so much by working on earning it. Last year when I earned her last one, I had to, I didn't really take my own advice that I gave this time, which is why I'm giving it so strongly. Bust your butt the first month, because I didn't last year. And that last month was so exhausting. I will never forget it. I didn't really sleep that month. And I'm not joking. Like, I was sleeping between 2 and 4 hours a night. And if you guys know my sleeping schedule, that was before it was a real sleeping schedule. I was just depriving myself of sleep constantly, and I was exhausted. But if you work earlier, you don't have to work as hard later. So work really hard this month. We still have the Fridge Smart sale, guys. That is huge. Make use of that. And do the parties to the best of your ability. Follow Janie's party. Try other things. Do everything you can. Start mystery host parties. Build up your VIP group. We have lots of ideas in here and lots of ways to build up your business. Work with your team members. Find recruits. Recruit those hosts. Even if they say they don't want to sell, say, hey, just get this kit. As long as you can get them active with the party they just had, sign them up, put that party under them, and then ask them if they want to be in the team group. Say, I know you didn't want to sell, but do you want to join our group? You can see recipes and sales and special offers for consultants only. Once they see us and how fun we are, if they had friends book a party off of theirs, all these things are going to encourage them to think about selling. And then say like, hey, I know you didn't want to do your friends' parties. You just wanted to sign up for the discount, but I'm totally willing to give this party to you if it's something that you want to try doing. And just kind of keep wedging in the door a little bit and see if that's something that is going to work out for them, because usually they're just scared to sign up and start that journey. But once they start it, it can be really exciting, and they will thank you forever that you brought it into their lives. And I can say that because I have dozens of people that's how it's happened with them in my team. So make it happen. There's so much for you this month in it. And that sign-up offer is gold. A stack cooker for free. Oh, and I did figure out it's not, I broke up the words. It's a stack, it's cut. No, I don't have it in front of me. Wait, no, I do. It's the Stack Cook Serve Recipe Book. So there's not a Stack Cook and a Serve Recipe Book. I got confused on that. It's a stack cooker and a Stack Cook Serve Recipe Book. So lots of great things. Seriously exciting. Make the best use of it. Have a great month. I will talk to you later. And let us know if you need any help.